Hello, and welcome to Bonolo.io. Bonolo.io is an inventory crowdfunding platform where you can raise unlimited funds for your Amazon business. Raising funds through investors includes the crowd paying for your inventory and shipping. In addition, you have zero out-of-pocket cost for your Amazon business inventory. What I want to do is explain how Bonolo works and how to use Bonolo to raise unlimited funds to grow your Amazon business. Please note, add Bonolo.io's sender address to your email address book, will@bonolo.io. We want to make sure our emails reach your inbox when investors are interested. First, when you get to the Bonolo welcome page, you will want to add how much money you will want to raise. For example, if you would want to raise $4,000, you will enter $4,000 and press Start Raising. Next, you will see on this screen we have the amount of money to be raised, $4,000, which we are raising today, and the number of units. Say we want to raise funds for 1,000 units. And here we want to add the lead time, how long it will take to produce the product. Let's just say generally 30 days. This here is shipping cost. So generally, let's say your shipping cost is $1,500. You would add that there. Your shipping time, how much time it will take to actually ship your product from the manufacturer to Amazon. It could be anything between 30 and 60 days, depending whether it's by air or by sea. Let's just say 30 days. If you do by air, it would be 7 days or 15 days. Everybody's different. What this does is, as we enter the data here, we actually have a timeline on your right-hand side. This timeline is given to your investors, the crowd that is investing in your Amazon product. As you can see here, this is the day the fund actually closes where the money is being released. Next is the production complete date. You can see when your product is actually going to be complete, and the crowd can see the production complete data. This here, delivered, is actually showing when the product is delivered to Amazon, and the system will automatically detect when your order is delivered to Amazon. This date here is when you begin selling your actual product. The first day you start selling, you have 2 weeks. We're giving you 2 weeks before you actually make your first payment. You pay $0 from your funding close date all the way until 2 weeks after your product actually arrives in Amazon, which could generally be 60 to possibly 7 days out. This is money you will not have to pay, and you can use it to continue building your Amazon business. Here, the first dollar returned. You will pay your first payment to the crowd 2 weeks after your inventory hits Amazon's fulfillment center. 2 weeks after, your sales should be going well, and you will begin your first payment. This date here is the full payout. 100% of the funds should be paid to investors. And we will press Save and move on to the next. Here, campaign description, you'll want to add a good description here for investors. Investors want to know about you, the seller. Although your numbers may look good, we often get sellers who ask for pictures. Can they see the Amazon seller? They also want to sometimes know what's your actual net profit. We have some investors email us concerning that. They want to know the details about who and what they're investing in. And on Bonolo, you do not have to provide any product details. We don't want any competition looking at your product. We want you to keep your product sacred, but at the same time, just give a little information about who you are and possibly your market and why you're raising funds and your goals. Here's an example here. Let's just add that example there. You could also add videos. You can add images and pictures. You can change the font colors. You can make your profile look pretty here. You would want to add title. Simplest title here. Home and kitchen product selling 210 units per day, and I'm offering at 10% ROI. Simple as that is a title, or you can jazz it up and create your title as you please. Here, you would enter your phone number, and this phone number is for Bonolo staff. If we need to contact you for any reason, we'd like to give you a ring and assist you any way we can. If we see there's a problem with your campaign, we would want to call you right away. You would press Save. Now, you must connect your Amazon account. Like banks and other lending institutions, before letting you raise money from investors, we must verify your true revenue on behalf of our trusted investors. With Bonolo, this process is as simple as connecting your Amazon account. Nothing more. Bonolo only connects to your Amazon account for verifying real sales and to display your revenue history to enable investors in making sound investment decisions. Disclaimer: Bonolo.io does not share or display your personal or company information outside of revenue to the public, or display confidential information on your campaign. Step 1. Log into your Amazon MWS account by clicking here. Step 2. Allow access to Amazon Seller account with MWS. Enter application name. Copy and paste this Bonolo.io application developer account number. Step 3. Enter Seller ID, Marketplace ID. When you select your marketplace, make sure you copy and paste your appropriate seller's market, MWS authorization token. Then press Save. Next, you want to select your product. You will actually connect to Amazon at this point. We have a disclaimer. We actually protect your information. Your information is not put out into public for public use. We do not put your information out. We don't want any competition against your product. You will select your product there, and you will press Save. Our Amazon account is already connected to Bonolo. Next, I will select my return on investment. The return on investment I will be offering to investors. I can offer them between 10 and 25%. I'm offering the crowd 10%. And you'll have to add your bank account. I select bank account there. When you add your bank account, this is very important because this is how we actually have to pay the crowd. We purchase the inventory, or the crowd purchases your inventory on your behalf. That's the consignment agreement, and therefore the money is pooled through 8 CH payments and dispersed to the crowd. Based upon your payment schedule here, payment date, here are your payment dates, and these are the amounts you will be paying for each of the dates. Your first payment is 10%. The second payment is 30%. Third payment is 30%. Final payment is 30% plus the return, the profit that is to be returned for investors. Total back is $4,000, which you raised, and $400 for the investors. That's the investor's profit for them purchasing the inventory on your behalf. Next, this is a review of your entire campaign. Here's your title, your campaign description, the phone number. This is not public here, your phone number. The amount you need to raise for your Amazon product, the units that you need, the lead time, your shipping cost, your shipping time, and your repayment schedule. Next, you want to hit I agree to the terms. You can read the consignment agreement here, and after you agree to the terms, just click Pay and Submit for review. The technology fee covers the handling of all transactions and the processing of data concerning your campaign. If you do not meet your total funding goal, your campaign fee is refunded. That's it. On this screen here, you'll be able to edit your profile, look at your status. Here's the status. You see the campaign is active. It hasn't been approved yet, so it's not active. Here, if your campaign has been funded or not, if the deposit has been paid to the manufacturer, full balance paid. So generally, Bonolo sends 30% to your manufacturer at pre-production and then the remaining 70% in full at the end of production. But it depends on how you work with your manufacturer. We can work it however you generally work it. The status update delivered to Amazon, and you have the number 6 here when you're actually selling the product. The crowd that invested in you will actually be able to see this entire process. Whether it's our investors or family and friends, they will all be able to follow the progress and see their investment working. Now, there is one thing I do recommend here. Most of our investors on Bonolo want to see traction. Generally, we do recommend you have at least 3 investors on your profile before we market your campaign to investors. Number 1, you should always invest in your own campaign. It's $39 to actually buy into a campaign. If you want to buy a few units and then have family or friends buy a few units, then when we do email blast your campaign to investors, they will see that there is traction and want to invest. Generally, we see that campaigns that have no investment, investors generally do not want to invest in them. Next, I'd like to show you what the campaign looks like. Here, we have a health and beauty product, and this is Greg. Greg has a health and beauty product. He's offering 10% return on investment. His product has 4.5 stars. Product ranking, the BSR, is 17 through 18,000. He has a seller feedback of 98%. The lifetime revenue that Greg has is $170,000. This graph clearly shows Greg is doing a great job. He's moving up in revenue, and he has 39 active products. Here, Greg is looking to raise funds for 99 units, and each unit is $50.18. Now, this unit cost is including shipping because the crowd will be paying for the inventory plus shipping. He's offering a 10% return. He currently has 6 investors with 10 days left, and his campaign closed early. This is Greg talking about his product to investors. He even has a snapshot of his weekly funds, which we see Greg is doing fairly well for himself. He has short-term goals and long-term goals. These are Greg's top funders: Dave Miller, Sam Speller, and so on. Again, we recommend that you have 3 and that you invest in yourself. You can buy units from yourself on Bonolo, and I would get a family or friend to invest. Then we have that traction, so when we email investors your campaign, they'll see that and they want to invest. We do have lots of investors sign up every day, and we currently have more investors than sellers. This is a good opportunity to get in. Here is the deal timeline, and again, we went through this timeline. The investor can see the date their investment will be returned. This is the product history. We can see that Greg through time has been climbing in revenue. He's been climbing in revenue, and we can see that his revenue stopped and fell. And that's because Greg ran out of inventory. When Greg ran out of inventory, he came on Bonolo and the investors funded him right away to continue his growth. As we can see here, seller history, he has that uptrend. That's it. I'd like to thank you for considering Bonolo. We've worked very hard on this platform, and we'd love to see you share Bonolo with a friend. We are here to serve you, to protect, and help fund your Amazon business. Thank you again, and good luck on raising your funds.